Kembo Kembo, Natatanzambi, Yamazulu. All praises to Tatanzambi, Mama Ndombe, and to the 7 archangels, 24 elders of Zulu, and our elevated Nkulus of the light. I want to welcome the community that is with us. I thank Tata Nzambi for each and every one of you, and I love you greatly. I am honored to be a part of this community. I welcome YouTube and Facebook, and I decree that this lesson that go forth will resonate in your spirit. A lot of you have heard what I am going to bring forth. You heard this before, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth. So this is nothing new to you. We're just going to go a little bit more in depth. There's a old Bruce Lee movie entitled Enter the Dragon. In that movie, he gets upon a ship, and the ship is to take him to an island to compete in a competition. And he's going to find out who killed his sister. While he's on that boat, there are other people who are going to get into or entering into this competition as well. One of the guys on the boat wants to fight Bruce Lee. It's a white guy. And he is just the biggest bully, if I can put it that way. The biggest bully, want to bully everyone. And Bruce Lee sees him and he just turns his head and ignores him. So he walks up to Bruce Lee and he asks him, "What is your style?" And he, making all these karate motions, trying to make himself, intimidate Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee looks at him and he says, "My style is the art of fighting without fighting." That was a powerful statement that Bruce Lee said. And I remember that statement because I love it. The art of fighting without fighting. So the guy wanted to test this style. I never heard of it. So he goes at Bruce Lee. Needless to say, Bruce Lee wins the fight without never throwing a punch. So why did I mention that? Because today I'm going to fight without fighting. And you will understand clearly what I'm saying. Kimball. This is a melanated principle. This is not my subject. But a melanated principle is we don't change. The subject is they say they are us. But again, we don't change. There's a scripture in the book of Jeremiah, 13th chapter, verse 23, and it's the first sentence. That's why I have the A next to 23. And it reads, "Can an Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots?" Even if you look at a Black Panther, he looks all black. But you look at him closely, he has black spots. So can an Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? And the answer to that is no. There is a former president that a lot of us know very well. And this president, I'm trying to remove this. Okay. Gamal Abdel Nasser. He was the second president of the United Arab Republic, formerly the president of the Republic of Egypt. We know his quote very well. It says, "The Europeans claiming to be Jews are nothing more than Hebrew-speaking Gentiles." The late president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, stated on television, "You Jews will never have peace, will never be able to live here in peace, because you left here black, but came back white. We cannot accept you." And this was in 1952. So what we're going to do today is this. We're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. Hallelujah. So how do we do that? We got to go back to the beginning. So let us look at this scripture, Genesis 2nd chapter, verse 7. And this is the King James Version. "And in zombie formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul." Now this man that Tata Nzambi created from the dust of the ground, or the earth of the ground, we know him as Adam, or Adam. And from this point forward, I will do my best to refer to him as Adam, and you will see the reason why. Adam was first mentioned in, this name Adam was first mentioned in Genesis 2nd chapter, verse 19. But even in this particular scripture, the 7th verse, there's so much that is going on in this verse. We look at this man that in zombie form from the dust of the ground. When someone dies and the preacher is at the burial site, the family's at the burial site, the preacher always says that the individual will return to the ground from which he came, ashes to ashes and dust to dust. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're looking at the ground, because that's where you come from. You're looking at the soil. So Tata Nzambi creating man and woman from the soil, and it said that he breathed into him the breath of life. So there's two things that we have going on here. We have us being created from the soil, and then we have the breath, the spirit, the Mwanda of Tata Nzambi, which has made us a living soul, a living individual, a living human being. So the next thing I want to look at is the etymology of Adam. lot of us know this. Adam, and we're going to look at the Hebrew root, comes from the trilateral root ADM. Now, some of you may know that there's not like consonants, should I say, in our language. And when I say our language, I'm talking about our culture. Well, a lot of us have the main letters. So as you see, ADM, Adam, and that's how it would be pronounced. And I'm sorry, vowels. Thank you. Vowels. Mama Brenda corrected me. Matondo. We don't have vowels. So when we look at this name, Adam, okay, we have them, but they're hid. We don't speak them. Matondo. So the meaning of Adam is red, fair, or handsome. Now, we have seen this being broken down throughout the years. And when you look at red, it doesn't mean what a lot of us have been told that it means. It is simply the color of Mama Earth. Fair is the color of Mama Earth. Handsome is how he looked. We are handsome. Now, as a masculine noun, and I want you to look at this, a masculine noun. Adam means man, mankind. Now, it just told you that Adam, ADM, means red, fair, and handsome, but now we're looking at the masculine aspect of it. And it means man, mankind, and usually in a collective context, let that one sink in, a collective context as in humankind. And we've broken this word down, human, before. You have hue, which means color, and then you have man, Adam, man of color. So mankind is a man or the man of color, the people of color. The noun Adam is also the masculine form of the word Adamah, which means ground or earth. But I want to point out something here because it's not in here, but it is in here. And I know that sounds kind of strange. It's not listed, it's not written, but it's telling you that Adamah is the feminine aspect or the feminine spirit. It just said that Adam is the masculine form, the male form of the word Adamah. So Adamah is feminine. And Adamah means ground or earth. When we refer to earth, a lot of times we always say Mama Earth or Mother Earth, right? We say Mother Earth. What do we call the land of Africa?
Motherland.
The motherland. Yes. And that is where Adam was created. He was brought forth out of his mother. The motherland, Mama Africa. And again, it is related to the words Adam, meaning red, Admoni or Admonai, meaning ruddy, and Dam, meaning blood. Now, I'm going to get a little bit more into this, but Tata Nzambi again says that he formed the man of the dust of the ground. And he said that we are his children. That means we look like him. Remember the very first slide that I had, a melanated principle. We don't change. So if Tata Nzambi says that we are his children, that means he has some color to him. And then he brought us forth out of Mama Ndombe, which is Mama Earth. I will get into that. Mama Africa. We look like her. She's color too.
Awesome.
So we look like both of our parents. Remember when I said, when you look in the mirror, you're looking at the soil. Hey, let me tell you, my brothers, my sisters, my family, it doesn't matter where you born outside of the land of Mama Africa. Your Nkulus, your ancestors, Nkulus, came from Africa.
Don't change.
So when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're looking at the soil of the motherland.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
And you're looking at the perfect representation of your mama and your daddy.
Come on, come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So let's look at this red, ruddy, and blood. You see here, I have a photo of the red fox. You all know about the red heifer. You all know about the red duck. Mama Brenda, she referred to that last samba, I believe, or a couple sambas ago. And she showed you the red animals. Look how beautiful this red fox looks. We see the red blood cells. Then you see the ruddy woman. This is the color of Mama Africa.
Yeah. Go on.
Yep.
Yes.
Drop another point here real quick. When we look at the animals, now remember, Tata Nzambi took his time and he created us from the soil. He took his time with us. But when it comes to the animals, he spoke and said, allow the animals to come forth from the land from Mama Africa. You get all these animals that just come forth. They come from the land.
Yes.
Same place where we come from. But some people want to say that when you look at red, and I'm going to tap into this, I don't know if I'm going to have time to get into it today. But when you look at red, Esau, Isweu, they want to say, because his description was red and he had red hair. He was red all over. They want to say he was white. No, no, no. How? We don't change.
No, we don't.
Oh, let's move on.
Okay.
So we're going to look at,
Brother,
yes,
So he would look like the Rudy woman right here.
yes,
That would be the complexion.
that would be his complexion. Exactly.
would that also indicate at the time his reflection, because red also represented for some people, some tribes, people that at that time as purification or destruction? When they use the word red, it would indicate destruction or purification in some tribes and during that time. So when they said that, because he can't change, but the position of what he came for could be either to purify or to destroy. So they looked upon him and saw the red, indicating what he was bringing, what message, what lesson he was bringing at the time.
That is a excellent, excellent question. And it very well could be to indicate the destruction, the misbehavior, you know,
Yes,
the bad behavior
yes,
of his nature.
yes.
Okay, it very well could be. And also now remember too that the names that they named the people during those days, it always matches up to their character, to who they are. Okay, for example, we see in the Bible the prayer of Jabez, and it said that his mother named him Jabez because she bore him with sorrow. And so she named him Jabez, meaning sorrow, painful.
Yes.
Okay. But he,
Right.
you know, the Bible said he prayed, but he decreed, he declared, no, I will not behave according to my namesake or my name. I'm going to change that.
Right.
And Asweu, Esau, he had an opportunity to change that. Yes, and Mama Doris, she also said David was also called ruddy in some scriptures, and he was, and it described him too as being very handsome. So, yes, but that very well could be because of his nature as well. He was very rebellious.
Is that the way it was printed? Red, ruddy, and block? Is that the, for me to understand, red came first, then ruddy, Rudy?
Printed,
And,
when you say printed, what do you mean printed where?
well, the emphasis on red is first, and then the emphasis on the second word, and mean it came last. So red came first. There's more emphasis on the red.
Now,
And then so they came to either purify or to destroy. And to me, with the red connected with rude, R-U-D, and you getting ready to block, that sound like all that is tied into, I'm ready to clean up what has been done or establish a new for being here, or well, it's time to change.
Well,
Whatever.
don't read too much into it,
Okay.
because right now you're going real deep and you're pulling out something, possibly what this meaning this, and okay.
Yeah.
The red was mentioned in the scripture or in the
Okay.
Bible when it was referring to Esau.
Okay.
Okay. I
Okay.
mentioned red, ruddy, and blood as the description of where my cursor go?
Oh, I see blood. I thought it was block. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the etymology where I got the definition or the meaning of the name Adam.
Okay.
Okay. So remember, the names have meanings to them.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's what I was pulling out. And you see
Okay.
the
Okay.
red at the bottom,
Okay.
right here,
Yeah.
Adam, red, Admonim or Admonai, ruddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all
All
of
right.
them is within his name.
Okay. Okay.
Mama Brenda, I saw your hand up.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. What I've read in the past is when they refer to ruddy, ruddy is the correct translation of that word versus red, that they refer to like the color of the ground, and it's a brownish hue to it, as you shown in the different pictures.
Mhm.
Also, it means life, as you can see, the color of blood, because when blood is also blue, when it goes away from the heart, it's blue because it's not oxygenated. But once it has oxygen, and which is needed for life, it's red. So it also represents life.
Like.
And
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
when we begin to learn our culture, we'll be able to connect the dots in the Bible. With that
Yeah.
being said, we have to understand that to this very day,
Mm-hmm.
in our culture,
Mm-hmm.
when one goes through the initiation phase, they change name because now you're being set on your destiny. Remember, Abraham name change, Sarah name change. Well, because now I know my culture, they went through an initiation, because
Okay.
that is our culture to this very day.
Mm.
But they're not going to put that in there. So whenever you see someone went through a name change in the Bible, know that they have been through an initiation and they have been set on their life path. You see, Mama Sarah and our father Abana, when their name changed, they were set on their life path, their journey.
Your Kobe. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes, his name. That's what I'm saying. So whenever you see that name change, there was an initiation that took place to set you on your life path. So if you decide to go through the initiation as our forefathers did, and many of our people on the continent still do today, a lot of them, you will be set on your life path, because you're going to be shown why you came here. Remember, Yesiah said, prepare me a body. I will go. He had a life mission. The spirit was already there, because remember, the spirit doesn't die. That's why we know our ancestors, our Nkulus are not dead. Spirits don't die.
That's right.
He said, prepare me a body and I will go. So that spirit went inside the body to come and do a specific thing. And so did all of us. A body was prepared for us, right? And we came down. We came down here with a mission. All of us have a mission. All of us have a path. We just need to go back to the creator, if we don't know what that mission is, to find out what that mission is. Why did I say I was coming back? What is it that I am supposed to fulfill here on earth? You didn't just come willy-nilly just to live and die. No, you had purpose.
Yes.
In 1977, I was 21 years old. I left Dallas, Texas. I left Paris, Texas to go to Dallas. And I left Dallas in 5 years to go to Atlanta, because I had outgrown Dallas. that quick in 5 years. So I went to Atlanta, the bigger mosque. When I got there, I learned a lot, and I changed my name. I was 21 years old. I went through the system and changed my name from Quincy Tyrone Desmond to Fadi Baki.
Mhm.
And the Baki is to endure. Fadi is to retain, to bring back a life. So
Wow.
I experienced at 21 years old, and I started a journey at that time that at that time I didn't realize. But now I can identify exactly what the sister is referring to, because I have 5 siblings and I'm the only one left.
Mhm.
And I came back after 40 some years, I came back, but I stayed gone on a journey away from 5 siblings to do what I did.
Mhm.
Would I do it again? Of course, because it put me on a course that today I see from what I experienced at the beginning, and even looking back into the past with older, senior brothers, I got the opportunity to listen and learn from them as well, which was a total life, a total generation, a total different blackness that you can talk about it today, but if you lived it, if you just tapped into it just a little bit, it's so important today. It gives you direction
Mhm.
for your generation, the generation coming, the generation between you and the one that you started, which I think it's important that that generation has started a whole move into the right direction, because nobody else got a glimpse into the 50s or 40s or 30s or 20s, but those who was born in the 50s that grew into puberty around the 60s and then became young adults in the 70s.
Right. And from our experience, what we can do from this point, let me put it that way, from this point, let's teach the next generation what we are learning. And I believe that was posted by Zola Bantu on his community page. Teach the children, the generation, what we are learning. Okay, so that they can grow up
Teach
with
them.
what we have, and they can continue walking in it.
Yeah.
Right, because they will begin to learn even more. We teach them now, start teaching them now, they will begin to learn and know more. So let's do that. All right, let's continue. So we're going to look at Adam's parents. I want y'all to stay with me on this one. Ndombe, remember I said Mama Ndombe is Mother Earth. Ndombe means black, melanated. So Mama Ndombe is Mother Earth. She's black. She's melanated. She's a black mama. Tata Nzambe, he's black, melanated. And that is found in Revelation 4:2 and 3. And we will read that in a minute. And now we look at Adam again. Red. Came from Mama Ndombe. and has the breath and spirit, Mwanda, of Tata Nzambi.
Look how that connects. That's just awesome.
It is. It is. It is powerful.
Mm.
Powerful. And you know, if you put this in the physical sense, we being men, melanated men, and our women being melanated women, and we produce,
Mm-hmm.
we are entering Mama Earth. And Mama Earth is our woman.
Mm.
She's the one that carries the child.
And when you look at the Ankh, that's all wrapped up in one.
Come on. You got it. So she, our women, bring forth the child, just like Mama Ndombe.
Mm.
So here we are. We know the scripture says that a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. This is Revelation 4th chapter, verse 2 and 3. And these are photos of a jasper and sardine stone. It's pretty, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sardis look like a caramel.
Yes. So when you look at this, we're looking at our Tata Nzambi, because it is he who sat on the throne. This is who it was that John saw. It said that his hair was like wool. Look like us. We look like him.
Likeness and image.
Yes.
Can I interject there? I was trying, I couldn't get there when you was talking about Mama and Dombe and comparing, because it's as above, so below is what you were describing. We know that.
Yes.
So I just wanted to say that we know that the people that are ruling at this particular moment has not taken care of Mother Earth as Nkulu's did. We knew that there was a connection to nature and it was respected. The animals, the trees, everything was respected.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, Mama Ndombe, the feminine energy, was respected and there was order, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you bring it fast forward, because of the disrespect, the mistreatment of Mama Earth, Mama Ndombe, the feminine energy, we see that there's chaos. Same thing with her creation, the Black female. You see how we have been disdained, how we are disdained, how we are called names by our very own brothers in music just for a buck. And then people wonder why we are like we are. They give us these negative misnomers. She's angry and so forth, and she's too aggressive and so forth and so on. So when you mistreat Mama Ndombe, you bring about the result of chaos. But once she is respected, there's order.
Come on, balance.
Bring order back into what was created, because we live in duality. And I've told you all this before. You have up, down, right, left, hot, cold, and you have feminine and masculine. The feminine energy has been knocked off course, so we have disorder. And so that feminine energy within our community, I'm talking about us now, nobody else, it has to be placed back in its respective place.
Yes.
So that we can have order within our community, because we don't have order. And then again, on a more macroscopic level, the earth does not have order, because Mama Ndombe, which represents the feminine energy, is disrespected. Also, do you see the connection there?
Yes, very much
Well,
so.
Well, in the 40s and 50s and 60s, masculinity was praised. It was looked upon as a entity of praise. Now it looked upon as you need another man. They're trying to take your masculinity and take it away from you, the Black man. And they took the neighborhood, because now we got hood. It used to be a neighborhood, but today we got a hood. So they keep taking little by little, large by little, whatever. And it comes to absolutely about the way we describe the sisters and all the hip hop and the rappers, gangster rappers. The first sentence is kill, destroy, and disrespect the lady, the female. That's what sells. That's what they promote. So yes, it's geared towards absolutely that. What we have to do as men is be aware of that and teach, like he said, teach the young men how to be men. But we have to set the example. I don't think too many people today don't have an idea of what the problem is, what the true problem is. That's from the Most High and even society. I think everybody has some idea of the higher entity and some idea of what society and how we play a part in it by now. I think that now what we have to do is calculate the answer to our problem and live by it and grow into it, not continue to have information. The information now need to be what we do, how we fix the problem, because I think everybody know a part of some parts of the problem. If you have to be living under a rock not to.
You know,
So
yeah, I'm sorry. The information that you're mentioning, not only just receiving that information, but putting that information into action.
yes, sir. That's got to be number one.
Yes.
That's got to come first. Now we got to take, just like growing as adults. You first start crawl, and then you walk, and then you move on. But
right,
there's one thing my father he told me. He said every problem, every answer is in the problem. Every answer to every problem, the answer is in the problem, and that's true. If you look into, you get the answer to any situation. You looked at the problem in the situation to get the answer. It was not outside of the problem to find the answer. Like 1 and 1 equals 2. You got the answer 2, but you didn't go outside the 1 and the 1 to get that 2.
Correct. You're right. And that was something that I was taught as well. So yes, as we learn, as we receive the information, we put that information into effect, and we teach that information to our children, to the next generation, that they put that into effect as well. So yes.
I was just going to say, there's, with what he said in summation, there's a war against the melanated man. When I say man, I'm talking about man and woman inclusively, as you brought out in the definition of Adama. So there's a war on us, and and he indicated that he said a lot that was profound. The answer is within the problem. So the answer lies within us, not outside, but within us. And so what people need to realize is that because we know that there's a war against us, they have used and continue to use us against each other. This unity. And what we fail to realize, we still continue to play in this agenda and not realize that that is a large part of our demise. And when you look at them, when they came into Africa, how they were able to conquer such a glorious kingdom of people that were, quote unquote, referred to themselves as gods, which is another teaching. How were these, I'm just going to call it for what it is, these brutes, these barbaric individuals come into such an area where they were so intelligent, knew so much about the earth, nature, so forth and so on, math, science, they created all this, medicine, healthcare. How were they able to conquer these people? One simple thing.
Well, they said that in a movie. They said they gave us mirrors. They gave a king a mirror. They showed a movie like that on Hollywood, which I'm telling you, it's a stretch. I know we didn't accept no mirror, but they had a movie where the king of Africa, once upon a time, the white man showed up on his island or on his land and started bringing out trinkets like mirrors, and he saw his reflection in a mirror and stuff like that. And he gave him equal rights and pleasures and gold and silver.
That's a facade. We knew what color we were.
Yeah,
Go back to that word, Adam up. No, don't let these people fool you.
Yeah.
What they did was they came in subtly, just like their father.
Right.
And they caused this unity among all of us. You know, granted, we had our wars amongst each other, but not to the extent of what they have done. They're the only ones that cause world wars. You can never say that anybody from Africa ever propagated a world war, but they have created all world wars. And back to what I was stating as far as, so I can make my point and close it off so Manzambi can continue with the slide. They use this unity to call, to pit us against one another. And that's done today in so many different forms. So the solution is us unifying. They do not want us to come together and unify because they know that once we do that, we will return back to our former state of glory. That is how they were able to conquer Africa. They came in, they used to fight each other, the different European nations. They didn't see each other as one. You had the Germans, the Swedes, the Italians, so forth and so on. And they used to fight one another. But they came together for a collective common goal, and that is to conquer Africa and her people and her resources, to siphon it. So they put down their wars and weapons against one another, brought that together, and came on the continent to fight collectively as a whole against us.
Right.
So we need to do likewise. We need to come together with our differences. They came together with their differences, set it aside. They actually used them because you need every resource to be successful and bringing down something that's powerful that you want to bring down, right? So we need to bring our differences and use it as a tool, as a weapon, so that we can rule and reign as we were supposed to. You know, the Bible is about kingdom. It says so we were to have dominion. That means we rule. In the church, I'm almost finished. In the church, they teach all about going to heaven, going to heaven. Your focus is on heaven. That you are useless on earth. That lets you know that there's a problem, because the Bible itself, whom they say that they read and that they teach out of in the Christian church, it says that he placed us here on earth to have dominion and to rule as he ruled in the universe, the kingdom of heaven. So we are to rule the same way, as above, so below. But they take the focus off of living here and ruling here and putting it in the hereafter. That's a lie.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is so powerful. You know,
hey brother, you asked for it. There you get it. You said you want to talk.
Yes, I did. And I said that we're going to put it out here, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You said, you know, and you had said something, you Mama Brenda said something, and I'm just going to reiterate on it and go a little deeper.
Okay.
They have, the white man, I'm just going to speak. they had a plan, and the plan was to remove the man out of the home.
Right.
And they have been successful in doing that. You have a lot of babies' daddies, but where are the daddies?
And design.
Yes, go ahead, Yaya.
No, I was saying it was designed to be that way.
Yes, that was their design. That was their plan.
Right.
And as Mama Brenda said, they came together, they united to come against us when they were fighting each other. But they united to come against us. Now it is time, family, my brothers and sisters, for us to unite. As she said, set our differences aside and unify.
That's where our power lies.
Exactly. And we can do this.
Yes.
We can.
Have anyone been paying attention to the president of Ghana and what he's trying to do between 20 and 2030 for his citizenship in our own country, where we have to, man, you know, you got to do 90 days. You do 6 months as a work visa, or you do education visa, or you do a tour visa. But going there and to make citizenship, or to go there and do what we know we capable and should be doing, it's blocked. You know, I've been doing research and I can't find a way in.
Well, I have a buddy who just got his citizenship. This was just a few days ago from Ghana, but he did go over there and he did work and start different communities. And that's how, and he's been over there for like over 2-3 years now. So that's how he was able to get his God citizenship there.
And who was this again? Yeah.
Steve Coakley. His dad, Steve Coakley Jr., his dad used to be an activist. Suddenly he passed away, but he is doing, he's over in Ghana. He's been over in Ghana for a while, and he's built like a community center and that sort of thing. And he just 2 or 3 days ago, I just congratulated him on getting his
citizenship.
Let me say something on that, Elder, real quick. I'm gonna do a scenario. If you all have a child that was abducted, right, and had been gone away for so long, you didn't know if they were alive or dead. You find out they were alive, they had grew up, they were thriving and doing well with whoever took them, and they want to come back home. Are you going to tell them, well, you got to do X, Y, and Z before you come back to my home? Or are you going to open your arms up wide to receive them?
That's right. You're right.
So now, for them saying that you have to do something or bring something to get citizenship, that speaks volume right there.
Yeah.
Because you should never tell a child that was abducted, stolen forcefully from their home that you have criteria that you have to go by before you can return home. That is not a parent, and that is not love.
No.
Let me jump in real quick. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna go to Nkosi Kangi because he had his hand up. But I'm gonna say this real quick. Why would a parent or parents tell their child you have to do so and so before you come back home?
Right.
Exactly. That's the point. Our parents, our parents are in Africa. That's where we're from.
Right.
So I should not have to do or jump through hoops to come back home. In Nkosi Kangi.
We know the problem. What's the answer?
Yes.
That's my point. I know the problem. I'm trying to figure out the answer. That brother took 2 years and he invested. He was blessed.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna jump to Nkosi Kongi and
okay. He was blessed.
Go ahead.
Yes, I was just going to say that we have to understand that many of these people that are in power or leaders on the continent right now are puppets. Mm-hmm. They're not the lineage of the true descendants of our forefathers, the kings and queens and Tinos. So Tata Nzambi is going to remove them. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a purging coming to the land as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I believe that.
Yeah. So the best thing for us to do is allow Tata Nzambi to work.
Yes, sir.
Okay? We don't have to sit still. We don't have to sit and twiddle our thumbs because there are things that we must do as well.
Yes.
But he's going to move. He will move.
You know, I'm gonna say this real quick so you can go on to your slide. I remember when I was in church, this lady was giving her testimony. Now this is about love in our situation here. Her daughter had got on crack. And she was in a crack house. She found out she was in a crack house. And you all know that crack houses are in the worst of the worst neighborhoods. This lady went into that neighborhood, into that crack house, and got her daughter out of harm's way. So they knew they didn't know, I heard they didn't really know what happened to us after they stole us over here until they started getting TVs and said, wait a minute, our people made it, that was taken off of the land is what I'm hearing, starting to hear. They made it. They said this was in the 70s, they started getting televisions on the continent and they saw people looking like them in the Americas. They said, our people made it. So if you have love, because the highest frequency is love. So this lets you know what frequency these people are operating in. The highest frequency is love. The Bible says that God is love. And if you love your fellow brother, your child, or whatever, it's going to be expressed. You're going to see that love because love is a verb. It's an action word. You can say to me all day, you love me, but I'm going to look at your actions too. And if your action says contrary, then it's not lining up. Then that's not real love.
That's right.
Yes. This is, oh man, I'm loving this. All right, let's move on. So we see that this here is jasper and sardis stone and the color of it.
I'm sorry, Ms. Zond. I see Roy, your daughter had her hand up too once she finished that slide.
No, go ahead. Royal daughter, please.
Yeah, my family. I just wanted to weigh in on a couple of things that when you were speaking, that came back to me. And you were speaking about there is no vowels in our language because we didn't use vowels because what they consider vowels here were the breath of Tata Nzambi. So they can't pronounce it, so they added in the vowels. They can't speak with the breath of Tata Nzambi because when we spoke, we are his breath.
Yes.
His breath breathed life into us. So when we spoke, it was like he was speaking. So they can't relate to that. They can't speak the breath of Tata Nzambi. So they put in the vowels. And so and the human, the word human is really the English version of the word Adam. And on a deeper level, it speaks about the composition of Adam, of the human. It's human plus, humus, dirt, plus the breath of Tata Nzambi. That's what a human is.
Yes.
So this is really addressing humans. Because as we know, we're not all human.
Right.
Yes.
The human is the dirt plus the breath of Tata Nzambi. That's why when Isaiah, he picked up the clay and he put his spit in it meaning the spirit of Tatanzambi, he was speaking to humans. He was saying to us that when his spirit goes into that dirt, we will have sight. He was speaking about our awakening, our waking up. So he was sending us a clear signal that when we wake up in that day, we would understand that we are the dirt plus the spirit of Tatanzambi, which is his breath.
Beautiful.
Stop there. I'm gonna speak again later.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Before
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Yes. Before I move forward, is there anyone else that would like?
Yeah, I would like to say one thing. That brother who got his citizenship, can he help another brother get his?
Well, I have to give him a call.
Yeah.
Shoot him a text.
I'm pretty sure I can. I'll do the qualification, the certification, as long as it's within being human. As long as I don't have to step outside of my spirit, I can do whatever he needs to qualify for citizenship.
Okay, I'll let him know. I'll send him a text.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else before I move on? All right. So what we have here are the many shades of Mama Ndombe, African earth. And as you can see, the many shades are beautiful. And you look at it, look at the colors here. What you're looking at, brothers and sisters, are human. Adam, Adama. This is what you're looking at. And no, this is not white dirt here. This is us. This is us. This is where we come from. This is chalky white soil, and it's actually called chalky soil. Now we saw, as you can see, you know, they're just showing the soil here, but you see that it's rich, colorful, beautiful. But look at the chalky soil.
Dry, dead.
You barely see anything there. Barely see grass.
You see no life.
Yeah, not fertile.
Yes. And we're going to find out a little bit more about both of the soils. What we have here, this is what Adam looked like. This is what even, I would say, the Esau looked like, other than, you know, well, it looked like he has red hair. Yes, he has red hair. You see his eyes? His eyes have like a grayish, greenish color. That's from us. This is what we produce. Okay? So let's look at this chalky soil. Alkaline soils are widely distributed in Britain. And many of these will be derived from chalk or limestone and are commonly referred to as chalky. Although they include Britain's most productive agricultural soils, they can be a challenge to garden. Chalky soils are often shallow, stony, and free draining. And added organic matter can decompose rapidly, making them difficult to keep fertile. Poor growth and yellowing leaves, which is called chlorosis, are a result of the plants not being able to absorb iron and manganese by their roots. Choosing plants that thrive in alkaline conditions is the best way forward. Now, just in this paragraph, it told you everything you need to know about this chalky white soil. It told you first that it's a challenge to garden. Why? Because it's shallow, it's stony, and free draining, meaning you put your organic matter, as it says, you put your organic matter, your whatever to add into this chalky soil, it doesn't last. Because when it gets wet, it all runs out. So you have to consistently put your organic matter in this chalky soil. That in itself can be a headache because you've got to water in order for your vegetation to grow. So you have to keep adding to this soil. And it's the chalky white soil. Yes. You want to come in? Okay. So, and it also says that this organic matter decomposed rapidly and making it difficult to keep fertile. So that lets you know that this soil is really no good. Now, there are some things that can grow in this alkaline soil. Not many, but some. And there are some vegetables that can grow in it. And one of them is corn. So if you look at this photo, you can see the little stalks of corn. That's what all these little cut things here, that's what they are. Used to be corn. So corn will grow in the alkaline soil. And there's a few other plants I don't remember offhand, not many, you can count them on one hand though, that will grow in this alkaline soil. So now let's look at the black melanated soil. Why is soil black? Because of the humus, nutrients, minerals, and moisture. The black color attributed to soil is due to factors including nutrients, minerals, and moisture content. Black soil is an indicative sign that the soil has been enriched with nutrients caused by the breakdown of organic matter done by microorganisms. The presence of carbon-rich compounds and minerals indicates the soil is highly fertile. Increasing the moisture content also darkens its color. Now, when you look at this, you really don't have to add the additives to the soil because it's already got the organic matter. And the organic matter is done, it said, by microorganisms. So in the chalky soil, they had to add the organic matter, which tells us there's no microorganisms in the chalky soil. No life. Exactly. And that, I think, Yaya, you said that earlier.
Yes.
No life. So these are microorganisms. And the microorganisms are in the black melanated soil. there's life in the black soil. There's a lot you can grow in the black soil.
Mm.
The black soil produces. And it's highly fertile. Now that speaks to something else.
Melanated.
Yes, we are highly fertile.
That's how valuable we are. They want our melanin.
Yes. Yes. It has been proven, it's been shown that they're dying off. Their women are not fertile. They're not fertile like us. Our women are very fertile. Remember, our women are Mama Earth, Mama Ndombe.
That's right.
Mama Ndombe is very fertile. So she's fertile, which is another reason why you see their men getting with our women. They're trying to survive.
And also look at the minerals and the gems and all the metals and everything in the land.
Yes. 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 So there's a lot within, the soil. There's a lot in here.
And they realize that they're not going to be sustainable unless they continue to try to keep grabbing our resources from the land.
Mm. Yes.
So in other words, they want our land, but they don't want us there.
Right. You're correct.
Exactly.
They want only the resources. That's it. Nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, Mama Doris, she put in the chat, and I want to be fair. She put in the chat, she said, alkaline soil can grow asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbages, kale, leeks, potatoes, pole beans, peas. So you can grow these things, but you have to, put a lot of additives also. Put the organic compound, the organic matter. You got to keep the organic matter in there. So Matondo, Mama Doris. All right. Now, let's look at Noah. So we're going to move ahead where we've discussed Adama and, talked about Mama and Ndombe and, the soil. So we're going to move forward and look at Noah. In the book of Methuselah, and this is an apocryphal book, it gives a description of Noah. Methuselah, 106 chapter, verse 1 and 2. And after those days, my son Methuselah chose a wife for his son Lamech, and she became pregnant by him and bore a son. And his body was white like snow and red like the flower of a rose. And the hair of his head was white like wool. And his eyes were beautiful. And when he opened his eyes, he made the whole house bright like the sun, so that the whole house was exceptionally bright. Now, when you look at this description of Noah, Noah was an albino.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make one point very clear. During this time, there were no white people around.
Right.
None whatsoever. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Because we don't change.
Right.
Yeah. That's what's up.
So it gives his description as a white body, like snow. And red, there's that red, like the flower of a rose. And his hair was white like wool. He was albino. Being albino, he's still a brother.
Yep.
Now, I may not know much about albinoism, I think is what some would call it. But I do know that they do not absorb and can't really go out into the sun. Some of them, most of them probably, none of them, okay, none of them can go out into the sun, okay? Unless they're protected. Now, we have some nurses on here. Mama Brenda is a nurse. Can you elaborate just a little bit, if you don't mind, about why, what may happen?
The sun hurt their eyes.
You don't have any pigment.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the sun does something to they hurt their eyes or something like that.
Yeah, because they don't have, they like, your eyes have melanin. You get your colors by the melanin. The more melanin you have, the darker your eyes. The more melanin you have, the darker your skin. So they don't have the melanin. And so, but they're yet still melanated people.
Yes.
Are black people.
They're
Or
black people.
African, I should say better.
They're still us.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And you want to say something, Tamaria?
No.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay. So
Their DNA is still intact.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's what I was going to say. Even if they have kids, they can have black kids. They will, because they're us.
Yeah, right. Right.
So
Yeah.
you see my cousin, I had two uncles that were albino. You seen like my cousin
Mhm.
in Dayton.
Yes,
What color is she?
she's black.
Okay. And her
Yes.
sister, her brother.
They're black.
Okay, you seen Reed, her dad.
Yes,
Another one. What color is Reed?
she's black. She's
And her
melanated.
sisters, her siblings. You
All
seen.
melanated.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We don't change.
Mm.
I want y'all to remember that. We don't change.
There's only one of them who haven't seen his son, and his son is dead. There's Uncle George. Uncle George's son was your color. Uncle George was albino. I had 3 albino uncles.
All right. So now the eyes, remember the eyes I showed you of the brother earlier in the slide? And his eyes was like a greenish color. Okay. Some of us can have children that have blue eyes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can produce any color.
Right.
Okay, because of who we are, we can do that.
Yep.
But even if we have an albino child and that child get with another brother, sister, that child is going to come out with color. If that albino child get with a white person, it's going to come out with color because the color is in that albino. He's a brother. She's a sister.
Yep.
We don't change. We do not change. So look at this. This is an albino woman. You see the baby she has?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Tamaria?
Yeah. Says she's a sister.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I had an uncle that was he was darker than you, Manzambi Zola, and he had blue eyes.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So yeah, we come in all shades and you know, yeah.
Yes. Yes. I showed you Mama Ndombe, the
Uh-huh.
African earth
Uh-huh.
in the many colors.
Right.
And you look at her and her baby, you're looking at Mama Africa, Mama Ndombe.
Yes.
This is her daughter.
Mhm.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Ah, albino. Albino. She's not white.
No.
She's us.
Look at her features.
Right.
She's not white. Look at her hair. Look at her nose.
Yes.
That's all day.
Lips. I mean, come on now. She's not white.
That's all right. That's us all day long.
I know.
Where's the
She's just-
picture?
She's you looking on the screen?
Don't see us. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh my. Okay.
And if you look at her, you see some red.
Mhm,
Yeah. Yeah.
mhm.
Now, white people do turn red.
Not like this.
Turn like lobsters turn red. Okay.
Make them mad.
Yeah.
Make them blush.
They still don't look like us.
No,
Mm-mm.
because
Oh.
they're not.
Right.
I'm making a point.
They're not human.
No, they're not human.
Remember the art of fighting without fighting.
Okay.
So I'm almost done here with my slides, and I know I'm gonna have to do another part. And don't worry, we're going to bring Tabitha back, okay? Because we said we were going to bring her back and let her finish as well. So we're going to bring her back, but I do have some more that I'm going to share. Now let's look at this, the sons of Noah. This is more closely what I could find that would resemble the sons of Noah. Now I'm using the Bible names here: Shem, Ham, Japheth. They all look similar or look alike, right?
Yeah.
They look alike. I know it's a drawing,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
look alike.
Yeah.
Look at their wives.
Yeah.
One wife is a little darker than the others,
Yeah.
but they look alike. The brothers look alike. This is more closely to Noah's sons, to what they look like. More close than what we've been given.
Oh, let me mute.
Oh
Okay.
my.
Look.
Wow.
Not exactly the sons of Noah.
Oh my goodness.
How in the world you're gonna have 3 nations coming from one man?
Wow.
Right.
Family, they're trying to insert themselves.
Right.
Are you just saying that? Didn't Ashatan ask who was it, to go back to the Most High to plead their case, to get back in right fellowship with the Most High, and the Most High was like, no, I'm not having it. But now they have to usurp their way back, trying to resort their way back into right fellowship. Oh man, you said that came directly to my mind.
Oh, boy.
I mean, really, out of all the kids that was born since the time of Adam, why all of a sudden Noah kids come about and you have three different nationalities from one man? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I never could understand that when they preach that in.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I was always confused about that. I'm like, how in the world could that happen? Things they come up with.
Yes.
That's what them cemeteries teach you.
Yes.
Now we know for a fact, family, that they manipulated the Bible. We know this. We know they changed a lot of the scriptures. We know this.
Really?
They had to insert themselves in order to trick and fool the world. And they got a lot of us believing that they are us. And they even say, we're your brothers. We're family.
No.
No, you're not.
No.
We're family of the Most High, Tata Nzambi and Mama Ndombe.
That's right.
My family looked like me.
Yes. Yes.
You don't look like me.
Nope.
Your features are different. Your hair is different. You try to have locks. No.
It looks a mess.
Yes,
it does.
Two different species.
Exactly. Exactly. We're human. They're a species.
Exactly.
Even their voices aren't, you know, you got that low frequency voice.
So I think I'm just about finished here. Okay. So they say this is where Noah's sons moved to. So it's color coded. Shem, red, Ham, purple, I can't talk, purple, and Japheth, green. So you see where they say the children are. And I find it interesting, you know, that Ham and they're saying Ham are Africans. I mean, that's just their narrative. They are African. And I'm saying that for a reason, for a purpose. Look at where they have a lot of Ham kids are. A lot of them. They're in Africa. Now, yes, true enough, this is a part of Africa as well. Okay? But you see how they got, you know, this label here, because again, they got to insert themselves. And, you know, they got some Ham up in here. But even, you know, Shem, now inserting themselves, look where Shem is.
Middle East.
Yes.
To fit their narrative.
Yes. And they got one down here. I don't see any more, but they got one in Africa. And I'm saying in Africa because this is the continent of Africa, the main continent. And again, this is a part of Africa. I'm not dismissing it, but I'm talking about the mainland. Okay? They got one child.
Awful.
Okay? Now, Shem, Ham, and Japheth are brothers, look alike.
They separate.
They separated them. And they separated them again because they have to insert themselves. They have to insert themselves in order to make us believe they are who they say they are. They are us. And they have told us, you all are nobody. You're not even a nation. You're Africans. That's who you are, but you know, you're not connected to the Most High. You're not his children. We are. The other 10 tribes are lost. We don't know where they are.
Yeah, from their perspective.
Right. So let's think about that. Why would they say the other 10 tribes are lost? Because look at what they look like. And they haven't, they can't name the other 10 tribes that look like them.
That's a dead giveaway right there.
So, all right. And I think this one for now is my last slide. So I'm looking at the descendants of Japheth. We got Japheth at the top, and I'm just going to point this out. Over to the left, you have Gomer, his son, and look at his grandsons.
Ashkenaz.
Riphath and Togarmah. Now, what I am learning is Ashkenaz was not his son, and it's not his name.
What?
Ashkenaz is not one of Japheth's grandsons or Gomer's son. I'm going to find out, I'm going to pull up some more information, but the truth has to come out. Remember, tell the truth, shame the devil. They inserted themselves.
Okay.
Don't you find it interesting that they call themselves Ashkenazi?
Nazis.
Boom.
Okay.
Right, Nazis, right.
Boom.
And then when you go back to the over there in Russia, the Bolshevik Revolution, where they killed off all of the Romanov, the royals that were there, who did they say did that?
They said the Jews did it, didn't it?
Yeah, but that you have some Jews that are Nazis too.
Right.
That's who they said did it. And now when you look at this war here, you have over in Kyiv over there, and where what's the other place called? Kyiv, you have some Jewish people there, you have some Jewish people in Russia. Now, if they say they're the same people, riddle me this, answer this question for me. And this is, I'm just being facetious. I know you guys can't. If that's your brother's in trouble, they're knocking on your door, you gonna let your brother in, right, to protect him? Like, what's going on? Well, they won't even let the Jews in from Kyiv over in Russia, those areas. They won't let them into Israel. They won't let them in. So ask yourself, why? And that's your brother, you say, y'all all one, right?
We need to start asking questions because things are not making sense and not adding up.
Mhm.
That's right.
The devil seed.
Yeah.
Yes. So what I'm learning is that Ashkenaz was inserted. I
Mhm.
told you, they have to insert themselves
Yeah.
to
Right.
try to make themselves relevant.
Yep. Not surprised. I'm not surprised.
So they're liars.
Oh yeah, we know that.
So that's all that I have. And like I said, I'm gonna come back with more because we have to tell the truth. We have to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We don't change.
No,
It
we
doesn't matter where we move to
Mhm.
on this earth, wherever we go, our children, our children's children, and
Mhm.
so on and so forth, they will continue as long as they connect with another brother or sister, they will look like us.
Yes.
Now, if they get with another nation,
Mm.
then you know the color as it goes on, and they continue to get with other nations, we're going to be whited out.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Roy, your daughter, you said their DNA is different. You talking about the Jewish people than other Europeans?
Yes.
Okay, that's not true, and I can prove that scientifically. We know that in science, there are certain genetic diseases that are specific and inherent to Jews. Believe it or not, some of those diseases are also inherently to only Caucasian people as well. So if their genetic makeup is different, why are they having the both same genetic diseases? They are the same.
Right. Makes sense
They
to me.
are related genetically.
Right.
And they do have DNA kits over there because at one time, I read an article. I try to keep up with them. So I read their little article, see what y'all thinking, what y'all doing. It was this rabbi that was, I don't like to call him rabbi, but this man that called himself a rabbi was doing DNA testing of people that were getting married to try to see if they are Jewish. But scientifically and genetically, there is no DNA to say that you're Jewish. They're creating it now, but because Judaism is a religion, it is not an ethnicity.
Right.
So when you look at their genetic makeup, you will see that they are very similar, they said, to East European.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Which is why the former president of Egypt, he said the Europeans who speak Hebrew.
Right.
Bella, stop.
And even the Hebrew they speak
Yiddish.
is Yiddish.
Yes. Yep.
And they call it modern.
Right.
All right. Family, I love you all. And we're going to end this recording. So those of you on YouTube and Facebook, I want to thank you
ended it
for
already.
being, no, I didn't. It's still recording.
Oh.
I want to thank you for being with us, and get ready for part 2, not only from me, but from Tabitha as well. So we will speak with her to see when she would like to come back and do her part 2 or part 3, because I put up a part 2. Also join us on Patreon. And, you know, we're going to go a little bit more in depth on Patreon. So I love you all and thank you for being with us. So may Tata and Zambi cover you, increase you, and guide you, and may the holy elevated Nkulus of the light be with you and help you along your journey and remind you of what it is that you came to do, to fulfill. Kimbo, Kimbo. Nata dan Zambi, Yamazulu.